So welcome everybody. I'm Kim Walters, if you don't know me. I'm the president of ECTA, and I also am the secretary of sorts. Hi, Kate, of the journal committee, and chair the conference committee. And Marion, who is got the headset on there with the dark black shirt, is our journal editor. So just before we start, Marion, do you want to start? And we'll just all do a little quick who we are and where we're from, etc.
Okay, I just acknowledge the traditional owners of my land here. I'm in my house and I live on Macleay Island, so this is Quandamooka country, and we have amazing, strong cultural connections here. It's beautiful. So I am an ECT. Before I retrained as a teacher, I worked in publishing, so this is a wonderful way for me to put everything together. I love working with Kim. She is absolutely amazing, inspires me constantly, and I get to meet lots of amazing people like yourself. So yeah, that's us, I guess.
Thank you. And Deborah, would you like to say who you are? And maybe Ronelle as well?
Okay, I'll do us both since she's not great at speaking just now. Ronelle and I both work at St John's Anglican College on the primary campus. I'm currently a kindergarten teacher, and Ronelle is currently our EALD coordinator and lead teacher. We do quite a number of things together, and this ECTA conference is going to be one of them. I'm currently in Melbourne on holiday, so I have my background muted, but outside that window's a beautiful view just now, and Ronelle's back at home, but we will chat about this when we get back there together.
And Amanda McDonald. Got two Amandas.
There we are. Hi, I'm Amanda. I am on Wurundjeri land in the Macedon Ranges in Victoria. I'm the Early Learning Specialist at Education Services Australia. So we've worked with ECTA a few times before. And yeah, really looking forward to the conference.
Lovely.
Amanda, I just drove up there today.
Oh, did you?
Yes, those trees are beautiful. Yeah.
It's a nice part of the world.
It is. It's beautiful.
And Amanda England.
Hi everyone, I don't even know. I am an ECT. I run a childcare service called Little Wildlings in Capalaba on Quandamooka country. I've been to a couple of ECTA conferences and I'm speaking for the first time this year. But yeah, that's me.
Lovely. Kate?
Hi. So I'm not early childhood teacher. I'm actually an upper primary usually, but I do work with early years children with yoga inside, both in schools and outside of school.
We're looking forward to that. Having some yoga in the afternoon. We haven't had yoga for a while. Usually you have at the conference some yoga or something like that. We haven't had it for a couple of years, so everyone's looking forward to it. And Madeline?
Awesome.
Oh, sorry, my camera's not on. I'm on leave as well, and I've got very terrible internet access. I'm in the car as well, so that's fun. I am from the Queensland Department of Education, and I'm a teacher by trade, but currently work looking after the Australian Early Development Census for Queensland. That's my role, and that's what I'm talking about at the conference. Thank you very much.
Lovely. All righty. So thank you all for attending and agreeing to write a journal article. The articles are spread out over the next 3 journals, so we'll let you know and send you a copy when it is published. But we're actually not printing them anymore. The cost has just become unsustainable for ECTA, and the mailing out is just, the prices have just gone up so much as well. So we'll actually send you a PDF of the journal once it's
update, Kim, from Robbie today. It's going to be flip style, so it will turn like a magazine online.
Oh, I wasn't expecting that. So we'd just be getting PDFs.
Fancy.
Fancy, yes, very fancy. It's just how we roll.
We'll still get a PDF copy, but won't we?
Yes, yeah. So it'll be a PDF and it will be in that file format. So
Okay, lovely.
Yeah.
So Marion, I'll pass it over
awesome.
to you then.
Okay, has
sorry,
everyone
I
had a
forgot-
chance
I
to have a
forgot
look
to
at
mention,
those?
Marion, one more thing. You would have seen in the chat, if you go there's a whole lot of documents. Most of those, the 3 I emailed to you anyway. There's the latest, the past journal, 30.1, 30.3, which is our last journal, and also from last year, and the guidelines that Marion will talk about, and advertising as well. I thought some of you may, no, you don't have to or anything, but I added that just in case, and the permission forms you need. Sorry, Marion.
Okay, no, all good. That's what I was going to ask, if you've had a chance to have a look at those documents.
Yeah.
And yeah, you have. So did you have any questions from any of those? It's all pretty straightforward to me.
I thought it was pretty straightforward.
Okay,
I thought it was a lot
cool.
easier than other journals, so that I've had to publish in for uni. So yes, it looks good.
Very well laid out.
Thank you for
Marion,
making.
Okay, all right.
I did just wonder about photos.
Yeah.
How many do people usually put in roughly?
Between 0 and 20. So if an article comes in and the author can't provide any photos, I just have a chat about accessing our stock library. And most authors are happy for me to just go through and choose something to put with their story. Sometimes I'll take things away and add things depending on space. It'll be interesting to work in this online format because space might work differently. I'm not sure. Yeah, so it's entirely up to you. The only thing I will say is it's got to be high quality, cannot be less than 1 megabyte ever.
Yeah. Our school has taken some that we can use for these purposes. I was just curious as to how many. So if we sent you too many and you needed to cut back, you could do that too.
Yes.
On our spacing. So we probably wouldn't. We'll try and find a happy medium, but just curious to know what you can and can't have, because we've done this before and not been able to put in what we would like to. But there won't be that many. I was just curious as to how many.
With the photos, because we do want them as big as possible. If they're too big, like 20 megabytes or whatever, if you can't email them, then we use G Drive as a, we can send you a link and you can just click the link and upload them. So you just have to let us know if you can't, if you prefer to email them. The only other thing I'll say about photos is if you have an iPhone and you've taken a photo on your iPhone or your iPad and you just go to the photos and send it, what it does is it reduces it. And most iPads are set to only have a thumbnail saved on the iPad and the original's in the cloud, and that's to save room on your iPad. So you actually may have to download the actual original photo from the cloud.
Yeah, no, I've got it on my laptop. Yeah, between Renelle and I, we've got them all from school on our laptop. Yeah.
And then when you are emailing, always open up the email and attach the picture. Don't, because then you get the full quality of the picture. You do it the other way from the photo gallery, it reduces the size. So just
no worries. Thank you.
Something that a lot of authors do is indicate in their text where they want certain photos placed. So if that's something that's important to you, then of course we'll make sure that those photos go in, and any extras we'll place as space is available. So yeah, photos, the quality of the photo, incredibly important. A little less important now that we're going online, but it's still, we need to have a lot to play with in terms of the weight of the image. So I've made some notes about the things that I think are most important. So just stop me, interrupt me, ask me anything. So I've just gone through those docs again, and one of them starts off with the length of your contribution. That's not a biggie for me at all. If you need more than 1,200 words to say something amazing, then take those words. If it's going to take less, then take less. So we work together I'm available as a resource to you to get it looking the best it can for the space that we have. So go for it. If I need to make major edits, or if there just isn't the space, then I will talk to you about it. So we've talked about image files. That actually is hugely important. There is something in one of those documents as well about style. I think it's the part talking about APA style. For us, the journal is divided into sections, and some of those sections need to be much more anecdotal and accessible and sound friendly. We have our features section, which is tends to be the more academic articles. But if you want to write as a practitioner, talking to other practitioners, that's perfect for us. And that can be less formal in terms of the language and the content. So I'm working on one at the moment. It's actually my sister-in-law's, and it's going in the reflection section, because it is just, she's just kind of free-ranged her ideas, and that will fit perfectly in this issue. So referencing, are all of you experienced with academic referencing? Is anybody not? Okay, because we have had people who've never written anything academic at all, and the referencing is just all over the place. But we can go informal, but you know, we're not animals. The referencing is really important as well. I do run through and check the reference list at the bottom as well, to make sure it's formatted properly. If there are any issues, just again talk to me. Are you all experienced writers? You've referenced before, but are you experienced journal writers, or have you written articles? Because something that happens a lot is active versus passive voice. So are those ideas that you're familiar with?
Yes.
Yeah. So there's one I was working on today. Every paragraph started with, it was decided that something happened. It has to be, we decided. So yeah, that's pretty straightforward. And those were all the notes I had. So those are the things that come up the most for me when I'm going through people's articles with them. Those are the key ones. Those are the ones that take most of my time. Finding sources for people, going through and finding where referencing hasn't been done. There are a lot of things that we can take for granted, I guess, that actually need to be referenced correctly for the journal. So yeah, I can't hear you, Kim.
I'm muted to keep the grandchildren out.
Okay.
Just one thing the State Coordinating Committee have been discussing is AI, and we'd like this work to be your work, not that of a AI. Use it if you want for editing and whatever, but you know, it has to be original, your words, you know, your thoughts, which would be really good. And the other thing was, how about, we were talking, Marion, about it being practical, how ECTA prides itself on having practical workshops. That's why Marion referenced, you know, practitioner talking to practitioner. So, you know, where you got your ideas from, how they developed the process of implementing your idea or thought, and then the outcomes. So it's really practical, so that teachers, our members range from those working with children from birth to year 2 or 3. So you don't have to cover that whole gamut. You know, whatever, your workshop might just be for kindergarten teachers or for prep or for babies, and that's absolutely fine. But just be aware that our members work in all those age groups, so they're the ones reading the journal, and they also work in different sectors. So you may have one in long daycare, family daycare, outside school hours care, lower primary, prep. So, you know, that's your audience, all of those different teachers. So you may have, they're not all teachers. They may be TAFE qualified, not actually held a Bachelor of Education, although most of them do, but not all of them do. So just be aware of that as you're writing as well. I'm excited to see this flippy thing.
Me too. Me too. So we're working on it now.
You didn't
So
ask
you'll be
for
the
that.
first, Kim.
Pardon?
Yeah.
It
I
might,
said you'll, sorry.
I'll be the first. Might be the
Yeah.
first and last. We'll see. Can only try, can't we?
Well, I like it.
Oh, well, then that's
So
fine.
we'll see.
Oh, so you've
Yeah.
seen how it's going to be.
Yeah,
Oh.
I've asked them to do it that way.
Oh, okay. Oh,
So,
sorry. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Is there anyone else have a question? You wanted to talk about what you were specifically writing about, or anything general? We prefer the topic to be covering your presentation, so that someone who didn't go to your workshop can get some insight into the information that you passed on. But that's not 100% necessary, is it, Marion? You know, if you want to write about something else, that's okay. But you'll write 2 articles, write about your workshop, and then we're always happy to have other articles as well submitted, because we're sometimes we're chasing them to fill the journal. We may have a little bit more leeway now that we're not printing it, Marion.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, I am really excited to be working this way now, and I think there are lots more things we can consider, Kim.
And I mean, we can also maybe have live hyperlinks. Would that be something he's looking into? Yeah. So if you've got a hyperlink to something, make sure you put the HTTPS/ blah blah blah, so that we've got the actual address ready to go for the hyperlink. Are there anything that Robbie said that authors need to be aware of?
No, from his point of view, there's no real change. It's just from our point of view.
Okay. The only other thing which is in the agreement that you had signed, and it has been mentioned, is that the article can't be an advertorial for your service or product unless it's free, unless it's a free service. But you can add in your bio, which you'll see when you've read one of the journals. That's why we give you a copy of the journal, that how short they should be. You can add, different personal information in the bio, and you can talk about different things. But the main thing is that it's not an advertorial that they read it and then go buy your product. They want to read it and actually gain the information necessary to carry out what you're talking about, if that makes sense.
So, Marion, if we would like your help in the process, do we just use that info@ECTA email, or what email do we use? I just can't see in the paperwork. Yep, the info@ECTA one.
That comes to me.
Yeah, that would be your first, and that goes to Kim, and then Kim will pass it on to me, and we then connect, and Kim's only copied in if it's something that needs to go back to the committee.
Great. Okay.
So we can then work together. I'm quite happy to share my mobile number as well, if that's easier. But yeah, just ask anything. It's this is where ECTA is all about, the networking. This is just a slightly different way of doing it.
And for the conference, this will actually be this is the platform, apart from we go through Zoom events, but it's actually a meeting. We're not doing webinars this year. We're doing meetings. So the participants, if they turn their webcam on, and that's about networking as well. So we're very much, part of the philosophy that the best PD and the best development always come from chatting to professionals and like-minded people. So we like to keep it as casual, but obviously informative, but as casual as possible, so that people can feel free to chat and ask questions on things. And that's not to say you have to in the presentation, but this is the platform.
So, ladies, this is due on the sent to you by the 28th of May. Is that when we start going back and forth, or do you want it earlier than that? If so that you can go, the editing and that. Do you want it earlier, or?
No, it's not necessary. And if the 28th of May is going to give you conniptions, then it can be later than that as well, because all our content is divided across the 3 issues.
Yep.
I will go through whatever we have, spread things out, and then start working on it issue by issue. So if you put your submission in and there's a note there to say, look, I'm going on leave in the second half of the year, so can we talk about this before the end of June or whatever, I can certainly accommodate that.
Okay.
But otherwise, I just work through it issue by issue. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I have another job as well. Yeah.
No, fair enough.
And Marion donates
Well,
a lot.
kind of.
Donates a lot of her time to get the journal done. So we appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Marion.
And but I mean, if you've got it already,
it's just great meeting all of you guys.
if you've got it ready now, you can send it in. But as Marion said, she may not look at it until, you know, when she looks at, skims it, and then it may not go. Our journals are published. We just this one is March, April, maybe end up being May because it's the first time on the new format. But it's usually March, April, and then we have one in around September, August, September, and then another one November, December, and then the following year we have one again in March. So the one that we're just about to publish, obviously you're not going in that, so it'll either be August, December, or March next year that it might go in. It all just depends on how we divvy them up.
But if there are time constraints for you,
oh, did she just drop out?
I think
she was going to say if there's time constraints for you, you can. She said she was having trouble with her. Oh, she's coming back. You know, it's fine to say, oh look, can you put mine in the next year's journal? Is that what you're going to say, Marion? If it's time constraints, you can say, look, I can't get it to you until September or whatever it is. As long as we have I have a track. That's my job. I track everything. We have a document that says, you know, I don't expect this until such and such a date.
It's good to have a deadline though, isn't it?
Oh,
You
yeah.
need a high quality too, because the ones you sent us originally, some of them were quite small, but didn't matter because they're just going on the website. But we'll need a, we usually use your bio from the conference, unless it's too long, and then Marion will do a quick edit and just pull out some things, but you can check that if we do. But so if you don't want us to use the bio that you submitted for the conference, you'd need to email that. And then a good quality headshot. Usually you want at least 3 megabytes, isn't it, Marion? Is that what you say, 2 or 3? Or it may not matter.
It doesn't matter so much with this new
I wonder
format.
what quality he wants, but I mean, some of them, because when they sent them, they're like 67 kilobytes. So, you know, there's no way that they're going to print well. A megabyte, at least, I would think he would want, but we'll have to.
Yeah, I think if we stick to that, Kim, if we don't go below that, we can't go wrong.
Don't go below a megabyte. I always say any camera, any smartphone, especially if you take it outside and take a headshot. Some people send a whole body shot and it might be a megabyte, but once we zoom in on their head, it's not a megabyte anymore. So, you know, any photo taken outside with your camera is efficient, you know, because they're all good these days. Makes life easy. And those permission forms in the chat, if you go to them, you'll see there's a photo permission form and an author permission form and a artwork picture form. So if there's the photo permission form is if they're not for your headshot, we don't need it for that. But if you are adding photos and there are children in the photo, it's basically asking you to get the permission from the parents, or if you've already got permission, you know, to write that in. So that's very important if we're publishing photos of children. And then artwork is the same. It's an artwork one. So if you can download those now. I don't think I emailed those to you yet.
They weren't emailed, but where are you saying they are? Sorry.
In the chat. You should be able to, hopefully I dragged them all into the chat. They'll
No,
be right
you did. You did email them to us. They're in.
Did I email you the author? forms as well?
Yep, the author
Oh, I did.
permission,
Oh, there you go.
photo permission, artwork permission.
Oh,
'Cause I was just
okay.
looking at it to try to figure out
Yeah.
the date this was due. It was on the 3rd of April.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
If
They
everybody
well,
are
does
in
it at
that
the same
chat
time.
box as well. If you
Thanks,
just want to
Amanda.
check
I'll
download.
check with Renelle because she got all that information.
It was when we got the registration code and that sort of thing, so we could register.
Yeah, it was one big long
that's
letter, and I think I
Yeah.
had links to it, didn't I?
right. That's
I
on.
tried to put everything as much as so I don't even bombard you all the time. Put everything in that email. It looks like a lot, but you can keep just going back and referencing it and
Yeah.
getting
It's a good
more.
email.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you.
I refine it every year. You think I could just do it, but I don't. One day I'll just stick with what I've done.
Mhm.
It'll make life a lot easier for everybody. Oh dear. Is there anything else you'd like to ask?
I was just wondering, when you said that we can include hyperlinks because it's going to be online now, do you want the references hyperlinked so that people can go straight to them, or are you worried about broken links down the track? Like, does that affect your longevity of the?
Yeah, I think it's better if we avoid that as much as
Mhm.
possible, because that is a problem already. Even you know, yeah, that takes me a lot of time to check all those and follow them all, and quite often they're already corrupted. So
Right. Okay. So to avoid hyperlinks
you.
in the reference list, so just give the
Yeah,
reference
if
list
you don't
as the
mind.
APA
If there's
style.
if there may be a particular website or something I don't know, what would you hyperlink to, Mary? Have you got any ideas?
Sometimes people hyperlink to like government websites that might be relevant, or
They'll be guaranteed to break.
yeah, stop it. And in the book reviews, there's hyperlinks to resources, free resources that are available.